Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Luke Ness Monster. Today we're going to be reviewing a very long-awaited figure for me, and that is the Episode 1 Stap and Battle Droid. This thing is absolutely incredible. Of course, it is in that throwback Phantom Menace packaging, and it looks absolutely incredible. It does have the 25th anniversary Phantom Menace logo up here at the top, with of course that classic Darth Maul gold logo here at the bottom. Looking really, really nice. Flipping around to the side, we do have this image of the Stap and Battle Droid from the actual movie, with of course that kind of throwback Episode 1 font looking great. Some more little giblets, and of course the Episode 1 logo at the top. Flipping around to the back, we do have the bio. You can pause and read it if you would like. And of course we do have the exact same artwork here on the back. The other side here is the exact same as the previous side we looked at, so other than that, there's not a whole lot else going on, so let's go ahead and crack this guy out of the box and take a close look at everything this figure has to offer. So we have the Stap and Battle Droid out of the box, and I gotta say, this thing is looking incredible. It's much larger than I was expecting, especially for the $44 price point. I think that this is quite a steal. $25 figure and then that Stap on top of it. I think overall it looks great, and I love the little clear floaty stand to make it look like it's actually flying, because if not, you probably would have trouble actually getting it to stand up and everything, so really glad that's included. And overall, I think the paint apps and everything on this set looks really dang good. I'm really happy with how this came out. And again, this has just kind of been one of those dream sets for me. I love like speeders and vehicles in the Black Series, and so the more stuff like this Hasbro does, the more stuff like this I'm gonna buy. So Hasbro, please keep pumping out these small speeders and vehicles, because I think they're great for the line and it's great for world building. So I'm really happy with this guy. Let's go ahead, get him off this mini stand and take a closer look at everything this thing has to offer. So I will say, looking at this figure here, he is rubber banded down to the actual Stap. Now, you can take that off if you'd like. I think I'm personally going to leave it on my Stap just because he seems to be pretty secure on this thing right now, and I know if I take all the rubber bands off, it's going to be kind of a pain getting him to stay back on it. So I think I'm going to leave him like this for now. I might change my mind in the future, but for right now, and for this review, I think he's going to stay on the Stap because that's the real reason we got this set, was for the droid to be on the Stap, and I don't see any reason why I should take him off. But looking at the paint apps for the actual Stap itself, it does have some nice little metallic gunmetal gray, kind of like weathering here and there. I think it looks really good. Some nice little cuts and slashes on it. Really adds some character to this thing, and I really like the nice like gunmetal gray weathering they were able to add to this. I think it looks really good. Even some nice like blaster scorch marks right here. I think that the weathering turned out really nice and definitely adds some character to this Stap. It also does just have some gray paint for some design elements, so it does have this gunmetal like radiator, as what I would call that, as well as just some like kind of gray paint to add some lines to the Stap as well. Even some gray in here, so nice paint apps overall, and I think it looks great. And of course, I don't know if you guys could see it earlier, but it does have this clear plastic stand, so whenever you stand it up, it has no trouble actually getting in a nice standable pose. And of course, you can pretty much put that at any angle you'd like, and it's gonna stay up just fine. And so if you want it in some like dynamic poses, it's gonna be just fine at doing that. Now, taking a look at the actual Battle Droid on the Stap here, of course, the articulation is going to be the exact same as every other Battle Droid we've gotten in the line, so not going to go over articulation, but I will compare the type of plastic and paint apps. So comparing it here to the original Battle Droid that we have, as you can see, it's actually a different color plastic. The one on the right here is a little bit of a darker plastic, while the one on the Stap is a little bit more of a creamy white plastic, which is fine, but definitely a little bit of a difference here. And I gotta say, the paint apps on this thing is a little strange. They've definitely been doing a little bit of different paint apps when it comes to their battle droids. It almost looks like he's like covered in like dirty water or mud almost. And the best thing I can compare it to is the weathering that was on the Geonosian C-3PO battle droid, where it's almost like it's this wash that's over it. It's not really like specific paint apps to look like weathering or anything. It's just almost like a dark wash that's over the figure, which I'm really glad they're adding dark washes and stuff like that to these figures to add some weathering, but it's definitely not as specifically painted as some of the other battle droids we've gotten in the past. But yeah, definitely the kind of the same weathering that we got on something like this C-3PO. But comparing it next to the battle droid that we got in the Clone and Battle Droid 2-pack, as you can see here, it's got a little bit more weathering, and so that makes a huge load of difference. This one is just plain, it's clean. It doesn't really look right to me, but even a little bit of a dark wash on that one looks so much better. But as you can see, it is the same color plastic as this one here, so I'm guessing they just changed the type of plastic or the color of plastic that they used for their battle droids recently, and that's why it's a little bit different than the original one. Now moving on to comparisons, I really want to convey the size of this thing because this thing is quite large. For a $50 set, compared to the Darth Maul Speeder on the right, Darth Maul Speeder was a $60 set, and so for $10 more, this thing looks significantly bigger. Now obviously, the amount of plastic and everything, it's probably more in the Darth Maul Speeder because a lot of this, the Stap, it's like skinny, it's thin, it's not a ton of plastic, but it just takes up a bigger shelf presence and it kind of feels like it should be worth more. And so because of that, I'm really happy with this $50 price tag on this thing. It makes it feel like I'm getting a much larger value for the price. And of course, we do have the Droideka right next to it, and that thing is also a very large set, and it kind of looks small next to the Stap Speeder. But these are kind of just three pretty large vehicles and separatist things I wanted to compare because they all kind of vary in size, but they're all still pretty similar. But next up for comparisons, we do have the standard battle droid on the right, and we have the super battle droid on the left. These three are looking incredible together, and like I said, if you asked me 2 or 3 years ago if we'd have this amazing of a Separatist lineup, I'd say absolutely not. So I'm so excited that we're able to get these kind of Separatist figures and accessories and vehicles, and I'm really loving how this display is looking. I'm gonna have to make a whole Separatist shelf now just because of these figures here. It's looking really good. Now, I don't think we ever see a Geonosian battle droid on a Stap Speeder like this, but I did want to get a comparison because I absolutely love the design of the Geonosian battle droid, and I think they're going to look really cool here next to the standard battle droid on the Stap Speeder. Like I said, I'm just a big Separatist fan, and getting a vehicle like this is pretty cool. Next up, we do have General Grievous on the left, and we have the Magna Guard on the right. Looking great as well. Like I said, really this is such a great addition to the Separatist army, especially next to figures here like General Grievous and the Magna Guard. And then last up for comparisons, we do have our two Phantom Menace heroes here with Padme on the right and Anakin on the left. I gotta say, both of these figures look really small compared to the Stap Speeder. The Stap Speeder is very large compared to both of these figures. Now I know both Anakin and Padme are smaller figures compared to a normal 6-inch figure, but it definitely shows next to the Stap Speeder. So yeah, overall I absolutely love this set so much. I think it's one that we needed in the line for a long time, and I'm so glad we finally got it added to the Black Series. I think for the price too, it's a great price. It's a very large set, and overall I really like this. It came out so good. And overall, I think that this is such a great addition to the Black Series. So yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. I think that this is easily one of the best Black Series sets we've gotten in a long time, but I'd love to know what you guys have to say, so leave a comment down below. Hit that like button to subscribe if you did enjoy. And of course, if you did like this review, consider going and checking out some of my other reviews because I got a ton up on the channel. Anyway guys, I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.